Okay, so welcome to the five pillars of Soul Purpose Ascension. And I wanted to create this quick video to really be on the same page, what it really means to align with the soul purpose. So I have this Soul Purpose School group, and a lot of the things that I do to the world to share this message. My message is for people to live in alignment with the soul. So the embodiment of the soul alignment, and people use the term soul and people use the term purpose. But I have found that people are actually not really clear what it is when they say what they say. So a little bit of my background where I have started my spiritual path at a really early age, like a 5 years old, right? That was when I sort of had a dream of being in the airplane, having a dream of being in an airplane, and that airplane was about to crash. And then I become really aware of the concept of death. That led me to become aware of what life is and begin looking at from a different angle, right? So I was constantly asking this question of why people do this way, why this happens, why things the way it is. And then fast forward, the spiritual path was by encountering a book and then also by coming across different spiritual teachers. And over the years, I have sort of warmed up and cultivated and nourished that spiritual lens and perspective and framework inside of me. And I started to express that because I felt like that's what people actually needed, right? So, but then I have realized that the soul's purpose. Okay, what you're here to do, right? But that's not the only thing. So in this five pillars of soul purpose ascension video, I have distilled five different angles and things that we want to focus on in order for you to feel aligned. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna go one by one, right? So number one is fulfilling the heart's desire. This is a huge one, right? Now, when I say this, people understand what it is, but let me go a little bit deeper, right? Because so many people are living somebody else's life, somebody else's expectation. So you might be at the place where you actually don't know what is it that you want, right? And then when I ask you, this is one of the most important questions, right? What is it that you want? And then when you are being asked that question, your mind might go to this place of, I don't know, right? And then you start sort of limiting your possibility of one based on your past experience or your current situation or what you have been told by somebody else or your current perception of what the world is. But you might not notice that you are there because you're inside of that mental construct. So when we say fulfilling the heart's desire, what makes your heart sing and what you feel joyful and expansive. And the question is, if you could do anything you wanted, be to have, what would you like to experience? That is your heart desire. Yeah. We want to eliminate all of those, right? So identifying that heart desire is the first step. And then to fulfilling that is one of the five elements, pillars of the soul purpose. Yeah. Number two, unfolding the gift you're here to express, right? Now, this sounds really nice. And you might believe that everybody has a gift, but you might not believe that you are one of the everybody. Does that make sense? You might believe that people in the world, each one of them has a gift to share and to touch others, but you might not believe that you are one of them. So how do you identify what your gift is? And I think people tends to make something simple very complicated. Your gift is what you are naturally good at. So you don't need to try to do something, but you are actually already doing, right? What are the things that you feel that you want to spend time doing all the time? For me, could be writing or could be reading books or could be sharing this kind of information. I breathe and live this information, right? So I don't need to try to be somebody else to be able to express this. It's part of my identity and lifestyle, and it's a natural thing for me. So something that you want to be doing or you are already doing naturally that energizes you. is your gift. And then you don't need to try to think whether that's gonna translates to monetization, because that's not how we want to think. You want to start from what is it that you feel called to, what naturally comes out of you, because the last thing that you want to do is to try to monetize and to try to become somebody else, and you end up living somebody else's life based on the financial obligation, right? So unfolding the gift, you are here to express what is that, what is natural to you, what energizes you doing all day long. The number three, embracing your life stories you have lived. Oh, this is huge. I get excited about speaking about this because a lot of people have a misinterpretation of life, right? Many people have different pains, psycho-emotional pains, physical pains that we have gone through. We live in this relative realm, so there's going to be pain and pleasure, darkness and light. Those, what we call contrasts, what it appears to be negative, are truly a gift, right? We have gone through in order for us to live the stories of who we are not. And the ironic thing about this physical world is that we are obligated or destined to go through who we are not so that we can remember who we are. Yeah. Now, I was a dancer first, right? And I was working with people through movement and eliminating pain because I myself had a lot of physical pain, right? Now, I was in this sort of, not like I never felt like I was lost, but I wanted to have clarity, right? This physical life was very unclear to me, right? So what I have been doing is to connect the dots to gain clarity and light in what we actually do and who we are. So the stories that I have lived are sort of like the stories of pain, both physical and psycho-emotional, that allow me and let me to do and be what I'm doing and what I'm experiencing, right? So instead of resisting against the pain, right, or denying the past stories, including any perceived trauma that you had, right? And it's also not accepting it because those stories of the one that I call is who you are not, right? Now, embracing is another, concept and angle where you take that experience and then sort of cook a little bit and nurture, and then you turn that into a gift. That's what embracing means, right? So in this moment, if you're watching, listening to this can be that one moment that you can turn that, right? Turn that into embracing so we can begin opening the door, because all that notion of resisting or denying or feeling weird and negative about your past present experience is going to keep your door closed. So by choosing to see in a certain way, almost like the whole life had uh, help you to prepare who you can show up today. Now you can begin opening the door. So that's number three, embracing your life stories you have lived. Yeah. And then number four, experiencing the qualities of the soul in the mind. This is interesting. Yeah. So in the dimension of the soul, there's no negativity, right? Everything that you would like to experience in this physical world, and nothing wrong with wanting material stuff. Some people want a house, some people want to live by the beach, some people want some luxury stuff, some people want a better looking body, somebody wants some sort of, I'm not too much of the Rolex person, but some people like watches, right? Nothing wrong with it, right? That excites that person, so they can have it, right? So all the things that we are doing and having is to be able to feel the feeling. Yeah. And then people often tell me people want love, happiness, peace, ease, joy, freedom. Those are the qualities that people want. But the truth is that at the dimension of the spiritual realm, the soul's quality is exactly that. All the things that we want through the doing and having in this physical life is who we already are. So what we are doing in this physical plane is to exercise and navigate the mind, the dimension of the mind, to experience the quality of the soul. And that requires becoming really aware of how to relate to the contrast, external contrast. Because what happens to most people is when something that appears to be negative happens in their life, we start activating the survival mind to resist against it, right? People have this pattern of activating the survival mind from the past, present, familiar self by not feeling confident, worthy enough to not to believe in themselves and begin thinking, feeling in a disempowered way. All those things, qualities, and experience are part of the stories of the wound. Has nothing to do with the qualities of the soul. So we must train our mind to focus and to create an experience in the body, that quality of the soul. When you don't have that, no matter how much you're living your heart desire and you're expressing your natural gift, and you have practiced embracing your past to life stories, if your moment to moment mind is focusing on the disempower, contracting, resisting, you will not feel number 4, right? The last one is a cultivation of your expanded truth, which we can also call belief, continuously, moment to moment. So, what is belief, right? Because whatever we believe becomes true in our life. That's the law of reciprocity, law of cause and effect, law of attraction. Yeah. Now, believing in yourself in doing something is to expand what is true for you. And we want to exercise again the mind to expand that to be able to bring more of who we are through the expression in the physical life. And it's interesting, the desire and belief for chicken and egg, we have this deep-rooted, a burning desire of wanting to do something, wanting to create something, and then you sort of create a certain environment situation and you start believing yourself more. And once the belief expand, you will start wanting more. The desire changes based on your beliefs. So it's an infinite expansion. Yeah. So something that I get often from people, because people know that I do things related to the soul and the purpose. And many people tell me, mm, there's something missing in their life, or they feel like there's more to life. What they're doing, how they're showing up, doesn't feel, I hear often, authentic or expressing fully how he or she is here to experience life. We want to listen to those because those are not an intellectual thing. There's a deep-rooted feeling. The soul is seeking expression, and the current way of showing up, expressing, is not meeting that expression, right? Now, then, in order to fulfill that, to bridge the gap of what's missing inside of us, or to experience what you felt more of, what is that more of? When you start fulfilling all these pillars, yeah, the heart's desire and unfolding the gift and embracing the story and turning that into your wisdom and a way in which you can touch the world, because giving is going to be the way that you can nurture yourself the most, right? And then to really practice living that qualities of the soul in the dimension of the mind, and then continuously working on the expanded truth for you to begin impacting, touching, illuminating the world in a better and grounder way, you will feel being in the participation of the circulation of the world, because the law of circulation is a fundamental law that we want to be a part of. And we can do so by harmonizing with all the universal laws. And when we are in the flow, in harmony with the cosmic intention, you will never feel anything missing, but you are part of it, right? You will feel a sense of wholeness and fullness, because that's what we are here to remember, by first forgetting who we are, by living all those mental constructs to get in touch with who we are. That is the beauty of this physical realm. So that's the 5 pillars of the soul purpose ascension. And I wanted to share this with you so I can invite you to the soul purpose ascension workshop. In the 5-day workshop that I did, that you will see the link to register below, you'll get exposed to these each five pillars in a deeper way, and what is it that you want to focus on to practice to expand your awareness inside of you to move closer to that version of you each and every day. One of the things that's most relevant is to understand this concept called embodiment, right? Many people are immersed in a lot of knowledge and they're not living what they know. So many people told me, oh, you are doing the spiritual stuff and the manifestation stuff. I know a lot of that already, and that's not the point. You might not know a lot, but are you embodying and living it is the key. Yeah. And then we're gonna talk about, the energetics, right? We're creating the desire in the energetics. So we don't need to really focus on the 3D because once your energetics is vibrating at the place, the outside will inevitably reflect, right? This is the free will activity from idea into the energetics, and from energetics to the physical formation is God's role. Yeah. And then you're gonna practice rising above the contrast your mind, and then to really access what I call the cosmic body, to be able to live in the realm of the presence, beneath the realm of the experience, and the past and the future, you will quickly notice that it's only a psychological time, which only lives in the mind. And then, of course, the ultimate goal of this Soul Purpose Ascension workshop is to take people into the frequency of realization, right? The realization of the divine self. That is the embodiment of the soul alignment. You're demonstrating the quality and what the soul is here to do in the dimension of the mind, in the energetics. So you play in this 3D world, having fun, enjoying, and doing all the things that you are destined to and called to express and experience. So I want you to register for the Soul Purpose Ascension below, and I'll see you inside. There's going to be a lot of activities that I'm asking people to do so that you can immerse yourself in this experience. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the workshop.